Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. I am Heather Acker, your host for What Matters Most. And the show What Matters Most, we like to pull on opportunities in and around St. John or the surrounding area for just people that need to be known. And I like to bring them on television. So if you know somebody in your area that deserves some awareness to what they're doing, their new business, maybe just a personal achievement that's really neat, drop us a line, email us, rogerstv.ca. And without any further ado, I have my first guest with us this evening, and we have Teresa and Brian. Welcome.
How you doing?
Thank you for having us.
I am so glad that you're here, and welcome. So Teresa and Brian. So we have Teresa Phillips and Brian Ferris, and you are with who?
I'm I'm a program consultant with the Department of Post-Secondary Education, Training and Labor.
That's a long entitlement.
I like to just say provincial government. It's a lot easier.
Okay, the provincial government.
Mm-hmm.
And Teresa, yourself?
And I'm a workforce strategist at Opportunities New Brunswick.
Excellent. So can you give us a little bit about something that's coming up?
Sure.
I believe it's called
Connect and Settle.
Connect and Settle.
Yeah. So this is our fourth annual Connect and Settle event. Mm-hmm. And it is made possible through a great partnership that we have with Post-Secondary Education, Training and Labor, and the St. John LIP, which is the local immigration partnership. The City of St. John.
Excellent.
And also the EDGE, which is Economic Development Greater St. John.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
So it is happening next Thursday, November 21st.
Okay.
From 1 till 4 is the hiring fair in the afternoon. It's free of charge for everyone to attend. So our goal really is to attract local talent in around the St. John area, and also newcomers and international students. So that is our goal, to have them come. And it's all about connecting. So that's why we called it Connect and Settle.
Yes.
And we have, as of this morning, we have 54 exhibitors that have registered.
We're pretty well full.
Yes,
That's
yes.
great.
I think we're going to be full now. So
I
we
think
may
so,
have a
yeah.
waiting list now, which is exciting.
That is.
So the afternoon will be employers at the Marco Polo terminal,
Okay.
Which is on Water Street. And everyone can come in, again, free of charge, and have those really good conversations with employers about their career opportunities.
Nice.
So we actually, after we tallied up all of the different employers that are going to be attending, we have over 400
Oh my
positions
gosh.
that are unfilled right now.
That's amazing.
yes.
Wow. And is that just in the city, or is the city and
Just
surrounding area?
in the greater St. John area, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So we're really looking for some skills and just
Yes.
so
All different types of skills.
all different
Right.
types.
From
Okay.
beginners to engineers, everything.
Any certain
Yes.
age group you're targeting or trying to hit?
We would love to see new grads.
Yes.
From either high school to universities to colleges.
MBCC,
MBCC,
private colleges.
Yes, yes.
Excellent.
So, but really there is no limit
No.
on the age group that
Not
we're
at all.
targeting,
Nope.
so everyone is welcome.
Excellent. So who came up with the idea of this opportunity? Was this you, Brian?
No,
No,
it was
it
both of us. It was both of us.
I know you've got a lot of
Yeah.
great ideas because we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's really fantastic. So you really
Yeah.
you decided to just do this,
Yeah,
did you?
it was an idea. Well, actually, not an idea. I mean, in my role at Opportunities New Brunswick, I work with a lot of employers that are they need assistance with human resources. Even though some of them do have a resource there to help them, but some of them are small businesses, so they don't know anything about how do they even recruit, how do they
Right.
retain good talent, and immigration now is a big thing. So we work with employers on their workforce development plan. And about 4 years ago, I had a list in front of me of about 30 employers, and they all had these opportunities and they just couldn't find the talent. When I knew that we had them here in our schools, and
And
newcomers
the MBA
were
program
coming.
at UNB,
Yeah.
Right.
and NBCC.
So-
Yep.
I took
Yes.
the list to Brian in his office and I said, "What do you think?" And he goes, well,
Let's throw a job fair.
let's do a
I
job
love
fair.
that.
So
I
we,
love it.
our first job fair was actually at Lily Lake, and now we've grown so big, so we had to find another venue. So that's going to be at the Marco Polo Terminal.
Yeah, because our
Excellent.
first one started out with 25 employers.
Yeah.
And we probably had about 150 people show up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now
Yeah.
we're, like, even last year, I think we had, what was it?
We had about
40
300 people show up last
Yep,
year.
and about
Okay.
42 employers, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a
Wow.
great
It's been
event.
growing every year.
Yeah, and the event is twofold. I mean, we have one side of it is it's all focused on the job seekers.
Right, right.
But in the morning, we actually have information sessions that we're doing in the morning, and that is only for employers.
Okay.
So we have, it starts around 11 for all the employers to come in and all the HR professionals. So we're going to have at least 80 this year. And we have some really good information to show them. And we have, Brian is going to get up, and you're going to talk about all your different programs that you offer at Petal.
Yep.
And then we also have someone from the Population Growth Division at Petal who's going to talk about
Atlantic
all the
Immigration
different
Pilot
resources and
Project.
different programs
Oh, yeah.
in regards to the immigration stream. And then we have a really great guest that's coming from Franklin Covey.
Troy Wallace.
So
Yep.
Troy Wallace is going to
Oh,
come, and he's
okay.
going to give a presentation on the unconscious bias.
Which everybody has, whether it's in your office or into the hiring. You know, some people would get a resume. If you can't pronounce the person's name, they automatically
Oh,
put it over,
yes.
just subconsciously thinking that, you know, they can't speak English. Not
Right.
true.
Not
They may be
true,
from
yes.
Nova Scotia.
That's right.
Yeah.
That happens.
It's just a family name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally understand
Yeah.
that.
So we're going to give a 20-minute conversation on things like that. Try to teach the employers that there's different things that you can do.
Yes.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of great resources.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the presentations are done, we encourage all of them to network. So before we open the door at 1 to all the job seekers, we really want all the HR professionals to come around and talk to us.
Right.
Talk to Brian, talk to, an immigration officer, talk to people at LIP and the City of
Yep.
St. John and all of our other service providers there. So it's going to be really great networking. And then we have, it's going to be the official grand opening. So we have a ribbon cutting and
nice.
everything. We're making this official. We have our Deputy Mayor, Shirley McAlery, that is going to be there to open up the ceremony.
Okay.
And then it begins at 1. So it's
Oh,
going to be a great
fantastic.
day.
So
In the
do
mo-
you, oh, go ahead,
I
sorry.
was just going to say, in the morning, it's a great opportunity to have 80 HR professionals to let them know about certain programs that we have or opportunities New Brunswick has, like the labor
Yes.
force training, which a lot of people are starting to get to know, and then labor force adjustment, which is us dealing with any human resource issue that any business has.
That's
There's a
right.
lot that we can do.
Yeah.
That people, I usually start conversations with, has anybody even heard tell of the Department of Post-Secondary Education, Training and Labor? You'll get 5 or 6 to hold their hand up, but
That's
by the
it.
time the conversation's done or what we're done, providing our presentation,
Yes.
everybody usually wants to talk to us.
Yeah, I think it's such a need to educate, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the most important part. It's people say, oh, it's an awareness. It's like it's more than that because you can
Absolutely.
hear of it, but you don't understand the benefits of both parties when you apply for a post-secondary opportunity or all the different.
Yep.
You have a number of them, so can you explain sort of the?
Labor force training?
That would be a good one. Let's start with that one.
Well, the labor force training program is for any business whatsoever that is looking to train existing staff.
Okay.
I mean, and break down to the first person, the secretaries, up to the owners. If somebody wants to go take, something like a human resource management program at UNB,
Yes.
they would apply, they would put the application in to me or to other people in the office, soon a lot of other people in the office. And we would take a peek at it, make sure that the course is directly related to the person's position. And if so, it's approved pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then the paperwork goes out to them, it comes back, and we pay half the course.
Wow.
Each business has the opportunity to spend up to $40,000
Is that
in
right?
training. Yeah. So
That's
really,
amazing.
that's $80,000 in training.
Yeah, and it's just by asking and seeing a need within your business or within your company and saying, wow, 'cause
Absolutely.
you could lose way more than that if you're not doing your books correctly or
That's
something
right.
similar, right? So that's very smart. And what's your mainstay? Like, what can you explain what one of your tops are?
Well, I think what my goal is going to be for this event is not only seeing all the employers that I work with and help them with their recruitment challenges, but I want to see all of the youth come in and our local talent here and newcomers just make those connections.
Yes.
It's I call this event it's networking on steroids because it really is, and you have a lot of people that don't necessarily know even how to interact with
Right.
an employer and to really showcase their skill set that they have to offer. And also on the other side, employers, this is a great chance for them to really showcase their brand
Right.
and market themselves. And we have some really amazing career opportunities here in St. John, and we really need to get loud and really boost ourselves more about all of the opportunities that we have here.
Yeah,
So
I couldn't agree
yeah.
more. I see that every day.
yes.
Yeah.
We have some amazing businesses,
do.
world-known businesses.
Yeah, we sure do.
Yep.
So, as we're moving into sort of the end of our talk today, let's review really quickly. So, Marco Polo Cruise Ship Terminal.
Yes.
The date,
November 21st.
November 21st, which is
Yeah,
next
Thursday.
Thursday next week.
Next week. Yes. And if a job seeker, what they can do is they can register online.
Yep.
We would prefer if they could register online. It's just eventbrite.ca, and then you'll find Connect and Settle.
Okay.
on there.
Thank you so much, Teresa. Thank you, Brian, for being with me
Thank
tonight.
you.
Great.
And thank you for finally agreeing to come on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for staying tuned. And right after this, I'll come back with my next guest within about 15-20 seconds. Thank you so much for staying tuned. I'm now with my third guest for this evening, and this is What Matters Most, and I'm your host, Heather Acker. And without any further ado, welcome, Lieutenant Samantha Parent. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
It's a pleasure, absolute pleasure. You are now with the third, is it the 3rd Regiment?
So it's the 3rd Field Artillery Regiment.
3rd Field, sorry.
Yes, exactly. So it's actually the band of the 3rd Field Artillery Regiment. It's a
Okay.
reserve band made up of reservists, but it's tied to the artillery regiment itself.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about that, what the experience is and all the great things you guys get to do.
It's an amazing opportunity. So the band itself, it was started in about 1948, so it's been around for quite a while. Primarily, it's made up of reservists, so members of the Canadian Armed Forces, they have to do the same training as everyone else, go through basic training, learn weapons, learn drill, learn military ethos. They have all of that still to learn before they even begin to play an instrument with the band.
Oh my goodness.
So we have about 21 or so service members in the band, but we also rely heavily on volunteers within our community and retired members. There's a lot of members that served with the band
Yeah.
for years and years, and it becomes a family for them. It becomes its own community, its own entity, and they decide to stay for years and years.
Wow.
Yes, it's really great.
So you kind of hold on to all that talent when you can.
Exactly. I mean, there is so much talent in this community, musical talent. And I mean, the kind of people that are in our band as reservists, we have a lot of students from Mount Allison that actually make the trek up to play with us, and that really heightens the level of the band. We also have a lot of people within the community. We have educators, dentists, lawyers, accountants, managers, all of these people that say, for example, learned their instrument in high school and were passionate about it and loved it and decided this is something they still wanted to do. They wanted to continue to serve within the military, but they get to do that by playing music. So it's a great opportunity for people.
I love that. And this is going to sound a little silly. If you're not someone who has played an instrument but would like to be part of that, is there points where they go through sort of a learning opportunity, or they've like to perfect it, or is it a skill that you are bringing into the service?
It's a good question. As a musician in the forces, this is a very special trade. It's a trade where you actually have to almost come in already trained in what you're going to be doing. So if you were to join something like artillery or armored in tanks, they teach you how to do that. But as a musician, there is actually an audition process to even get into the band. So there has to be a certain level of understanding and musicianship that needs to be determined before the person is allowed into the band. And then as they continue up their ranks and continue to progress in their career, they also do military testing that usually happens at Base Borden in Ontario. They have a music school there, and it's a great thing during the summer that a lot of people get to do. They go and they get to take time to hone their craft and do professional development on their instrument. Or for myself as a conductor, I got to go as well and do it, and it's a really fantastic opportunity.
Excellent. Now, I believe there's something special that's happening for you. Is there an advancement that's happening in your area of expertise, or maybe I'm thinking someone else? I'm not really sure. Are you residing here in New Brunswick?
Currently I am residing in New Brunswick. I have been fortunate to be the director of music for about the last 2.5 years or so.
Okay.
And it has been a complete pleasure and a joy to work with this amazing group of people. Yes, unfortunately, I actually have been offered a different job. I don't know if that's where you're going with it. Okay. I'm going to be working with the reserves in Ontario, actually, with the Governor General's Foot Guards. Yeah. Okay. It was a very hard choice to make. This group of people are just so dedicated and professional, and they put so much effort into what they do. And it's a hard group to leave behind, but it's a fantastic opportunity, and it's something that actually will help me maybe to continue to work with things like the ceremonial guard that does the changing of the guard in Ottawa during the summer. Fantastic. And that as well. Yeah. So it's a really interesting opportunity and exciting, but also nervous at the same time. You always hate to. I've grown to love this community and New Brunswick just in general. So
it is pretty awesome.
It is great. Yeah.
Well, you'll always take a piece of it, and then you can always come back. Right?
I will be coming back lots.
You'll be one of the retires coming back in.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's I have a new family here, and that's what I find the Forces is really great for as well. You create such a bond with these people, the people that you do training with. There's not too many people that go through that experience, and you really bond through that. And then in the band itself, all of these different engagements you do throughout New Brunswick, you spend so much time together, and you put your heart and soul into the craft of making music, and it really just bonds you as a team. And so I've become very close to the people that I work with, for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that. So I'm sure you guys do events.
Yes, a lot.
So let's top off a couple of more recent ones, and I know there is a few that are coming up. So you could talk about those a little bit.
Well, the main aim for a band in the reserves is to provide musical support for the forces. That can be through so many different things. There are parades, commemorations, there are graduations for different courses, there are military and state dinners. So that's kind of our role on the military side, but it's also very encouraged to connect and support with the community. Yeah. So there's lots of things we do with local churches, high schools, community groups, so ways to also maybe do master classes. I know that, for example, myself and a couple people are going to be working with cadets next weekend. Oh, okay. We're going to go up and do some master classes with them. So, the last week has been pretty crazy for us. We've done a couple military dinners. Of course, we had the Remembrance Day parade as well, and that is always such a fantastic event here in St. John. It's so well done, and I love it personally as a musician because I have that large choir behind me, and I have my pipes to my right and then the band to my front, and the sound that they all make together, it's very moving and just so gorgeous, and it really adds to the mood and to the gravity of Remembrance Day, I find.
I love the formality still as well. Like the
Yes.
regiment side of it. It's beautiful to see. And Amazing Grace gets me every time. I don't know.
You know, there's one piece that choir always does. It's called My Land, and as soon as they hit the high point, I'm fighting to hold in those tears. And I know I was actually watching a couple people in the choir this year, and during Amazing Grace, I saw a couple of them in
Tear
tears.
up.
And I'm one of those sympathetic criers.
Oh, yeah.
I see people getting emotional, and I just want to join them. But
And you're trying so hard to keep composure,
exactly.
right?
But I mean, that's the power of music, and it's
True.
amazing that, like, you know, I didn't even realize that you could be a musician in the military until I went to school for music, and I met some fellow students who were pursuing that and now have gone on to do it full time or part time, and it's just, it's a really neat thing you get to do.
I love that. So let's talk about another potential event that's coming up.
Yes, a big one that's coming up. We have a big Christmas concert coming up. So that is on Saturday, December 14th at 7 p.m. and it's at St. Mark's United Church. And all the proceeds of the night are going to be going towards their outreach program.
Okay.
So you can get tickets at the door. They are $15 for adults and then $10 for anyone 12 and under.
Okay.
And it is going to be a spectacular night. I mean, in my personal humble opinion,
It will be.
I love Christmas music,
Yeah.
and one of the great things about being a director of music is you get to choose all the music.
Oh, fantastic. So that's you who gets to do that.
We have the traditional melodies that are going to be in there. You have your sleigh rides and everything, your Christmas festivals and your bleak midwinters, but I've also added in some Home Alone. The music
fun.
in that from John Williams is absolutely fantastic. And so we have a great medley of that score. We have some Bugler's Holiday. So we're going to feature also some of the musicians in the band in solo and trios as well. We're going to have some singing as well. We're going to feature some people within the band on vocals. And we've also encouraged people within the band, you know, if they want to do a solo or a quartet or a quintet pieces, to kind of, it's a moment to share your talent and to share your passion through music with the community. And so that's what I love about it. And everyone is always just so excited for Christmas concerts. I think there's this atmosphere at Christmas concerts that everyone just loves. So it's going to be a really great event.
Yeah. Now, will there be is there anybody that does trumpets in with the band, or is
there we have actually quite a large trumpet section, and
Is
it is
that
a
right?
fantastic section. And that's one of the pieces that we're going to do. Bugler's Holiday has a trio of trumpets, and I don't know what it is about that tune. It's the one that, if I'm walking down the street and I've got nothing else going in my head, that is the one that gets stuck in there. And it is composed by Leroy Anderson, so he did Sleigh Ride. He's done a lot of those little Christmas tunes, those little ones that always get stuck in your head. So it's a really great feature of the trumpet section itself that we're going to be performing, and that's one of my favorites as well. So I'm excited to have that in there.
Excellent, excellent. How many pieces? And when I say pieces, it's per person. Is your band consist of?
So we have, like I said, about 21 serving members, but we also have retired members. They make up about 5 or 6.
Okay.
And then we have volunteers that are around 8 or so. And some of those volunteers are also people who are currently in the recruitment process.
Oh, okay.
But they decide, you know, it's a great opportunity to come and still play and gain the experience and see if it's also something that they would enjoy doing, because it's a big commitment. You are still joining the Canadian Armed Forces.
That's right.
And play within these bands. But I know for a lot of the younger guys in particular, the summertime, there is now a program called the Full-Time Summer Employment Program, FTSE, and it allows new recruits that are coming in to have full-time employment every summer, no matter what, whether it's training, or I know a lot of them worked with the Ceremonial Guard in Ottawa doing the changing of the guard. Some of them went to Borden, some of them went to the Halifax Tattoo as well, and participated in that, in the reserve bands. So it's a great way, like I said, for professional development for them, but also for a university student in particular. It's a great way to earn some income while they're, you know, still getting to have some fun.
I love that. Well, hopefully there's some more youth that are watching this, because I think it's extremely valuable to be able to join the forces in any district, Navy, Army, Air Force, because of the opportunities that are within it.
Yes.
And I think if they open the interest to that, they'll be so excited and surprised that,
Yes.
wow, my future.
Yeah,
Right?
we are always taking new people. If you are interested, contact us, talk to us, come down to a rehearsal, give us a
Yes.
try, see if it's something you think is going to fit with you. And we're always happy to see new talent coming in and to work with them and to see if they would like to continue and play with us.
Yeah, no, I think that's fantastic. Oh, wow. So one last thing before we wrap up our little discussion is the next show coming up is St. Mark's Church,
Yes, it is. So
West Side St. John.
Yes.
All right.
And yeah, so Saturday, December 14th.
Awesome. Thank you, Lieutenant Samantha Parent.
Thank you.
I appreciate everything you do, and I look forward to seeing you at the church. And thank you very much for staying tuned. I will be back right after this with my next guest. It's None Ya Business. Thank you so much for staying tuned. You are watching What Matters Most, and I'm your host. I'm your guest host. I'm your host. I'm Heather Acker. And with my last guest, we have Robin and Tabriz. How are you?
Good. Thank
Good,
you so
great.
much for having us.
Oh, well, this is none your business.
Well, that's none of your business.
So when I left off from my last guest, and I said it's none of your business, and I was thinking, are people going to actually understand? So please explain what your business means.
So, None of Your Business is our restaurant. We specialize in naan bread.
Naan bread,
Yep.
yes.
And we're actually pioneers in stuffed naan bread. So,
Oh.
yeah, different flavors. So, different flavors of like beef, chicken, cheese, Nutella. You name it, we can stuff that in a naan bread.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So when you say you're pioneers, this isn't something that's a tradition, perhaps. This is something you've created.
Well, they do
Or-
have it in Pakistan.
Oh, they do? Okay,
yeah,
but not
it-
here.
He went to Pakistan for 2 months to train.
Okay.
So he was actually training on mastering the tandoor and perfecting his recipes. Like it's a giant clay oven called the tandoor, and you
tandoor.
take the naan and slap it to the side. So there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have like vegetarian, vegan, and everything is halal. But what I was saying was in Pakistan, typically there's usually like 1 or 2 different flavors. What we've done is
Okay.
we've just kind of expanded on that.
Yes.
So it's more fusion. There's something for everyone, every taste, every palate. So yeah.
Really? Fantastic.
And the wonderful thing is, like, we actually have a no waste policy as well. So say you order a
Oh,
butter
okay.
chicken naan, you're like, you know what? No, I want to try the tandoori chicken instead. No problem. We take that and we give it to a local soup kitchen.
Oh, that's
so
really
nothing
nice.
goes to waste. That's one big thing we
Yeah.
pride ourselves on is nothing goes to waste.
I love that. Wow. So what about the recipes? Now, I've had the pleasure of being able to try your food, which I thought was amazing and really unique because I love the whole entertainment factor when you get to go somewhere to eat and you see how something's being prepared or something's being done. With the tandoor,
Yep.
that was really neat. And it's really close and it's really hot. So how do you feel over that every day? Because it's like this massive, I would say it looks like one of those pottery ovens. that
Yeah,
you
like
put
the
pottery
kiln,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, like the kiln.
Pretty
Kiln,
much. I mean,
yeah.
the tandoor can get up to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
That's why I lost a lot of arm hair, actually, as you can see.
Reaching in.
Oh, yeah, but, it's definitely hot, but, it's a lot easier once you get the practice in. While I was in Pakistan, as Robin was saying,
Yes.
my teacher made me make 10,000 naan bread, so 500 a day, every day, 20 days. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So he's a master now.
I believe you. I absolutely do. I do. So why did the business idea come from? Robin, maybe you can take on that one.
Well, we love to cook. Personally, we just love to cook as a couple together, and we always would make food and cater to our friends. We were working at a call center prior, and they're like, "Oh my God, we want to buy this food from you. It's so delicious." So one day he was making naan bread. You can go on with that story.
And I was using a recipe that my family sent over, and Robin was just like, "Hey, what you doing there?" And it just came to me. I was like, none of your business.
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
It's like, that would be such a good name for a restaurant. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And that's when the name came to fruition. He was like, you know what? We love what we do. We love to cook.
Yeah.
Let's offer something that St. John doesn't have.
Right.
Fresh, authentic food cooked in front of you in an authentic tandoor. Like it's dinner and a show.
Yeah. It really is really cool. And you have a few people that work for you now too. And let's tell everybody you are at the market,
Yes, we're in the city market.
the city market. And do you have just that one location?
Yeah, currently we just have that one location.
Okay.
But we do want to expand, so we want to go to the valley and then hopefully move to like Fredericton, Moncton, and then even Nova Scotia.
Oh my goodness.
We have full plans to franchise. It's kind of like a key turn operation. This is our pilot restaurant. Everything's ready to go. It's key turn. We have all the concepts, everything in place. That
Wow.
it's very franchisable, and we really want to spread it. It's fresh, fast food. So
Oh, and it's healthy.
very
Yeah.
healthy.
It is delicious.
Thank you.
And
And cooked right in front of you, so
and
you know
cooked right
it's
in front
fresh.
of you.
Yeah.
You can't get any
Yeah.
faster.
wow. So you must be getting like awesome lineups at that at that stall you're at. I've just been lucky to come just before the lunchtime, so I got to experience, seeing. There was a young gentleman there, but he cooked my naan bread as well. So you do catering.
We do catering.
Yep.
We've actually had catering orders right from Fredericton. And we have
Wow.
boxes that we keep them in, and it's actually stayed warm to Fredericton. It was kind of amazing.
Oh my
So
gosh.
everything's made fresh, and customers just love it because they're like, I get to serve fresh food at my event. Like most food's cold sandwiches.
Right.
So to be able to have that luxury of vegan and vegetarian and halal options, it's wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Actually, one of the bigger catering that we've done so far was for St. Joseph's Hospital. They had an event in the city market.
Oh, okay.
We had to make close to 300 naans for them. So yeah.
Gives you sort of back in the training days.
Oh
doesn't
yeah, brought back some good memories.
Now I gotta ask. I've had a chance to sample the hummus.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Thank
It is
you.
the best hummus I've ever had.
Well, thank you.
It really is, and I really enjoy hummus. I don't know if there's a secret recipe to it, but I'm not here
It's
to
our
give
own.
that. But you make that you make everything.
We try to make everything in house. Yeah, the hummus, garlic mayo, even the dough. We make that fresh every morning.
Wow. What time do you get up in the morning?
Oh, too early.
I was going to say,
Before the birds are up, that's for sure.
because your day starts fairly early, even in the market.
Yes.
Yeah.
As business owners, you have to we expect it to put in 13 to 14 hours. And we do.
Yes.
But it's our pride and joy. Like we're exhausted at the end of the day, but you know what? It's so fulfilling to know that we're serving good quality food. And that's the thing, like all of our recipes are our own. Like hummus, everything is just made from scratch from our own ideas. Well, your own ideas.
Yes. Oh no, that's fantastic. So how can people? Obviously, they can see you at the market.
Yep.
Do
We like to wave.
You like to wave and say hello. Teach people some new words. You
Yep.
know, like the. My gosh, I had. I forget what it was. Spinach and cheese.
Yep.
I forget what I think it was just called spinach.
Oh,
and
we just
cheese.
call it the spin cheese behind the line. Yeah.
But the first date naan, I know we talked about that. You're
The
like, what is the first date naan?
Yeah, first.
Garlic and cheese.
That's cute. So, can you give me a few of the names of some of your menu items?
Yeah,
because
so
it's
like
really cute.
Seek kebab is our beef one. It's a spicy beef, authentic, a little bit smoky, a little bit barbecuey.
Oh, yes.
Authentic Pakistani. We have the typical taco and barbecue flavor, but it's really nice because it's fresh meat, and we actually get our meat local as well.
Oh, that's
so our
great,
beef comes
yeah.
right from H&S, which is awesome. Right in the city
Okay.
market, they're
Oh,
new.
just right across from
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
Almost. Yeah.
Our chicken still comes from Montreal because it's all halal, but
Okay.
those are a few of the beef ones, and then chicken naans.
Yeah, we have the tandoori, the butter, which is extremely popular.
Butter chicken.
The butter chicken, yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah, I haven't had
yeah.
that yet.
It's good.
The achar chicken, which everyone mispronounces, but you know what? We love it. We don't mind at all.
all learning.
And then some of the dessert naans. So we have like the gimme s'more.
Gimme s'more is my favorite. It's Nutella and fluff.
Yum.
Stuffed inside the naan bread, and we have like a caramel dipping sauce, but it's like a churro caramel. So
Wow.
good. Spinach and cheese. We have like lots of vegan. We have Beyond Meat naans as well. So anyone vegan can get a Beyond Meat naan.
Okay.
And the first date, like we said,
First date, garlic and
nice and
cheese.
garlicky, because you know that's what you want on a first date.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, I had a hard time talking to everybody at work when I went back. It was good though because I didn't care. It tasted that good. That's funny. It's nice to see that you're utilizing the market itself, and that's back many years ago. That's what they did. Is like we cook from you and you buy the cheese from us, and it just worked.
Exactly.
With your small spot, how do you manage with the productivity? Because you're in a pretty tight little corner.
Yeah, but when I was in Pakistan, we had a smaller space when I was training there.
Okay.
And we were pumping out like 1,000 naans easily.
Really, my
Yep.
And it was
gosh.
1/3 the size.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So it's,
Wow.
you don't need much space to do it. It's just a matter of having everything prepped. Like even our garlic aioli, we sell 300 portions every 2 weeks.
Is that right?
So we literally make it every other day. Our dough is made fresh daily because we just can't keep it in stock, which is a good problem to have. So
So it's
we're
just a
very
lot of
thankful.
prep and organization, you know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So what? So you got any new items that you might think of experimenting with, or are you just going to get real good at this stuff?
Oh, well, you have to master what you know, of course.
Right.
But also, we do have a few other ideas that are rolling out slowly. We actually just introduced the Wrath of Naan.
The Wrath of Naan.
Yeah, it's
I love it.
the spiciest naan in the world.
Oh.
Yeah, around 5 million Scoville units. So that's very hot on the tongue, and
Oh my
we actually had
gosh.
our first winner of that challenge. So,
Really?
yep.
Yeah. It
And-
Was that you, Robin?
No,
Oh.
no, goodness, no. His name was Travis Boyce. He came to the restaurant and he tried the Wrath of Naan. You have to complete this very hot naan.
Yeah.
It has a bunch of Scoville units of peppers and ghost peppers and a Carolina Reaper dipping sauce.
Yeah.
So you have to complete
Ooh.
that in 10 minutes, and you have 5 minutes that you have to burn time. You can't have drinks,
Nothing?
milk, nothing.
I don't know what is your recommendation, since you are the chefs? If you are taking something that's hot, what's the quickest way to douse that?
Milk.
Milk,
Yeah.
just plain like homogenized
Yep.
milk.
Milk or yogurt. Yeah, anything
Or
with lack
sugar
of
even.
fat. Yeah.
Sugar too?
Sugar
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, it's just interesting to educate people, because a lot of times they say, "Oh my gosh, I can't stop burning," and they'll take a glass of water. That actually doesn't help.
No,
Yeah.
milk.
It just moves it around.
Exactly. Well, thankfully, everything that we have is like we've put it at a nice taste where everyone can enjoy.
Yes.
And even if someone doesn't like chilies at all, that's where the taco or the barbecue beef come in.
Oh wow.
You know.
We have lots of options. That's the thing, something for everyone. And we have a few people that do come up and they're celiac or gluten-free. We
Yes.
do offer, like for catering, we have kebabs available. So that way
Okay.
people have the option of having our food in catering options. So kebabs and a side salad, which is
Very
great. And
nice.
with a franchise as well, we plan to have new menus added to the item as well. New items added to the menu.
Yes.
Sorry.
I think that's fantastic, because you would actually go and help them set up. Is that how that would work if somebody was interested?
Absolutely. I'd go
Yeah.
in and teach them everything they need to know.
Yeah. Oh, and you're such an entertainer too, which really makes the experience that much more. So I highly recommend anybody who's watching this that want to try something different that they haven't had, your non your business.
Yeah, none of your business.
They need to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, much better than the stuff you get at the store, right? So
Yes.
yeah.
No
Yeah,
comparison.
no, that's right. So just quickly, one more time, to locate you would be
St. John City Market at the bottom,
Near
at the
Java
bottom,
Moose.
near
So,
Java Moose. So
closer
if
to
you're-
Germain Street side.
Okay, yeah, so it's down on the lower. So if I was walking up the market from Jermaine Street to the top, you're on the
Left
left-hand side.
Yep. And if you ever need to call ahead, because maybe you want to pre-order some naan,
Oh.
652 naan. So that's 652-6226.
I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being
you
with
so
me
much.
today, and none your business.
Thank you so
I
much.
just love
Heather.
to say it.
Thank you so much for having
Thank
us.
you. And also, for you at home that are watching, I hope you enjoyed our show. I do appreciate and thank all our guests for this evening. I really want to shout out to our volunteers. We'd like to thank them. You at home for tuning in. And again, in a couple of weeks, you'll see us back. And always keep smiling, and we'll see you shortly.